We're going to take a look now at a tag team match that occurred in Tampa at the Armory between Dory and Terry Funk against Jerry Lawler and Mike Graham. And see in this corner right now, Terry Funk and Jerry Lawler battling it out in the corner. Lawler explodes now with the right hand. Another right hand that staggers Funk. Funk staggered again and again, but he fires back. And one thing about Terry Funk, he's got tremendous strength, great second effort. And Lawler giving it everything he's got, calling those punches out from the backyard. Finally drops Funk to the canvas. And Lawler now pounding away at the forehead of Terry Funk, administering tremendous punishment to Terry Funk. As I said, this is an intense rivalry, an intense feud. And now Mike Graham moves into the ring. He smashes Terry Funk into that turnbuckle. Terry Funk staggers over, tried to make it to his own corner, could not. And now Mike Graham goes for the figure four leg lock. And it is Dory Funk Jr. very quickly moving in, trying to break that up. Meanwhile, Mike Graham gets that hold on Terry Funk. That's the Eddie Graham figure four. And it is referee warning Lawler to stay back into his corner. You can see there, Dory Funk Jr. very quickly moved in to break up that situation using the flat of the foot. Now the tag is made. Terry Funk tags up with Dory Funk Jr. Both of these men, former world heavyweight wrestling champions. The famous Funk family going up against the king of wrestling, Jerry Lawler, and certainly one of the most foremost names in professional wrestling, the Graham family, being headed up at this current time by Mike Graham. Mike Graham, beautiful move in behind his man, has Dory Funk Jr. into a rolling reverse. Broken up, but he catches Terry Funk, who's about to interfere. And this is one thing about the Funks. Anytime they get an opportunity to interfere, they will. And there's a good example of it. Terry Funk tripping up Mike Graham as he came off that rope. And it is now Dory Funk Jr. having a stunned Mike Graham momentarily at his mercy. But brings him up for that pile driver. And this certainly would fell and would stop the average professional wrestler, but certainly not Mike Graham. Mike Graham powers out of it once again, back to his feet, and there you see some double teaming here. Once again, the tag is made. Mike Graham trying to get over to make that tag with Jerry Lawler. Does make the tag. And so the king of wrestling, Jerry Lawler, moves into the ring, but the referee did not see the tag. The referee did not see the tag. Lawler, and now in the meantime, the Funk brothers, double teaming on Mike Graham, issuing tremendous punishment. Lawler, tiring of this activity, comes charging in, using hard right hands, drops Dory Funk Jr. to the canvas, catches Terry Funk. He catches Dory Funk Jr. once again. Mike Graham still stunned and dazed by the double teaming, and now Lawler hurdled over that top rope. And so the Funk brothers stand alone momentarily. There you see Mike Graham trying to get it back together, and it is Dory Funk Jr. slowly, deliberately, methodically putting a boot to the top of the head. And now it is see outside the ring, Lawler and Terry Funk continuing to battle. Here's where Mike Graham into an inside cradle, gets that counter through and gets the pinfall. Mike Graham gets the pinfall, but now watch what happens after the pinfall. As the two Funk brothers charge in, it is Mike Graham going for the figure four. Dory Funk Jr. trying to break that up, using the elbow very, very effectively to the chest and the throat of Mike Graham. And so Terry Funk and Dory Funk Jr. now having a literal field day on Mike Graham as they continue to double team him. Jerry Lawler stunned outside the ring. Mike Graham, who has scored the pinfall. And now it is Dory Funk Jr. going up. The match is over, bear in mind, and so is Dory Funk Jr. coming off that top rope, down across the stomach of Mike Graham. And the two Funk brothers continue to issue punishment here and pain to Mike Graham, Terry Funk, dragging him over to another corner. And again, Dory Funk Jr. going outside the ring. You can see his legs now moving up on that top rope, and again coming down with that leg into the midsection. And now as Lawler tries to make it back into the ring, Dory Funk Jr. breaks it up. Mike Graham in tremendous pain at this point. And the Funk brothers casting the referee to one side as they continue to double team on Mike Graham. And I can assure you this, Mike will not forget it. He and Jerry Lawler will settle the score with the Funk brothers.